Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to the Flying Fluffy Hockey live review of a disappointing 5-3 loss against the Oilers, taken by the Florida Panthers in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. The Oilers wanted to drag us back to Alberta. Well, they succeeded. So, how's everybody doing? iDog says, I said Panthers in 6 before the series started. I'm sticking with it. If we lose Friday, then we're done. Eric asks, am I the only one feeling confident today? Well, I read that that Paul Maurice was not in his usual chipper mood after this game, and also that Bennett Bennett said we just gotta win one game. It's that simple. Yeah, Panthers can't be showing up late to work. But here's the thing. The Panthers did start off strong in the game in the first period last night. Then we went on the power play, and Montour with an absolutely horrendous pass that is easy pickings for the Oilers, and they score shorthanded again. Score shorthanded to start the game again. And then after we gave up the shorthanded goal, it's like the Panthers fell asleep and did not wake back up until Kachuk scored in the second period. Farming Panthers says the Panthers play better when their backs are against the wall. There really wasn't a whole lot of pressure in Game 5. I think we all expected a win. Now the pressure is back on us. Sunswine says we were 3-2 against Boston and New York. End of the day, have to move on from game results and focus on series results. Every game is a different game, but it's still the same series. So, Colin says, please take out Okposo, please. So yeah, there is you know, last time Bob lost twice. We won 6 straight in the playoffs. Yeah. Stop the penalties. That's a huge problem. Joe Tack says Florida wins this game on Friday. It'll be 4-2 series win. We will forget everything. If not, still Game 7. Edmonton has had the benefit of playing with nothing to lose. The pressure will build.
All right, I'm just making sure he's going to eat his food, and then I'll sit down. Well, I tell you, they got time to figure it out. You know.
Yeah.
I understand Maurice wanting to be calm. His press conference yesterday, he said he liked our 5-on-5 game.
Yeah.
He didn't mind our first period, however he put it. I'm just really surprised. Like, Game 4 was not a surprise.
Yeah.
8-1 was.
Yeah.
But how we came out yesterday, I don't understand how we didn't come out at the beginning of the game like we were playing at the end of the game. How do you not come out like that?
Well, we sort of did, and then we gave up the shorty, and then completely vanished.
Right. Now it's the second game in a row we did that. That's a good point. Good point, buddy. Eat your food. I'll be right back.
Tuck the puppy says this is a war of attrition, and the Panthers are playing chicken. If Skinner doesn't make that save, then last night potentially goes into overtime at 4 tied apiece. Yeah, if we didn't commit stupid penalties and don't let up that shorty, we probably win. We need to clean up our special teams. So, iDog says, enough messing around. Go back to the lines that got us here. Verhage, Barkov, Reinhardt, Cousins, Bennett, Kachuk, Rodriguez, Lundell, Lusterainen, Lomberg, Stenland, and Ivor Lorenz or Gadjo. Hey, Michael, thank you for the 20. Thank you for the 20, Michael. Thank you. Says, the refs, and I don't want to be that fan, but the refs were absolutely terrible. Yes, they called some on the Oilers, but I don't know. It felt very one way from the refs. Montour owes the team a goal. Bob can't let those easy short side. So I think Maurice did take Montour off the power play on one of our subsequent power plays.
It was OEL.
Yeah, OEL took his spot.
Right.
Juju says, I'm okay with not getting any more calls in our favor. The power play has been otherworldly abysmal. Sunswine says, if we play like we did the second half of the game, we win. We did it to them 3 times in that style already.
I know. I'm just waiting to clean up after the dog before I sit down.
All right.
That it? You leaving the rest of it there, or you eating?
Let's see. Brandon says, remember last year when Montour was clutch? What happens?
I mean, I get the fact that they're all gripping the stick a little bit tight, but this is absurd now.
The New Jersey Devils have reportedly acquired Jacob Markstrom.
Oh, okay.
I mean, is that seriously the price that we have to pay for Kachuk finally scoring for the first time in 10 games? Is Montour forgetting how to pass?
Right. Well, maybe they'll get it together for Friday.
Yeah.
Not tomorrow? No.
We
still got an extra day. That's the thing more than anything that's killing me.
Yeah.
Good boy, Fluffy. I'll clean that up in a little bit.
Frank says we just got to see this one out. All we can do is hope that the Cats will play their game.
And Bob needs to be a little bit better.
Hey, Michael, thank you for the 20.
Hey, Michael, thank you, bud. Thank you. What was the first one?
That was also Michael.
Oh, thank you, brother. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, bud.
Says also the team played it very well. The team played very well the first 5 minutes of the first and end of the second.
Right.
Dominated the third. The Stars can't be shooting it into the chest. Hockey 101. Shoot where the tender isn't or is coming from.
Yeah, I agree. Verhaeghe especially, man. Verhaeghe and Reinhardt. Just into the belly. All right, I got to go clean this mess up real quick. That's what I was waiting for. Every plate of food I give him, he eats 85% of it. Everybody leaves 15% on the floor.
So,
give me a second, okay? Put this stuff back. Oh.
Frank says, thank you, Mike. These days in between are the real torture.
Yeah, no, it's true. Hand me that napkin, please, Kyle.
All right. Colin says, hey, Jaws, are you still wanting to ride with Bob? I know that in the recap you want Stolars to play, but I want to see if you changed your mind.
I mean, I realize it sounds crazy, but I would, at the very least, I would make Bob aware that you're considering it and see how he responds.
Brian, thank you for the 2.
Hey, thank you, Brian. Thank you, bud.
Says,
thank you, Brian.
Does Maurice get fired if they lose this series?
No, but Zito might throw him out a window.
Sunswine says the series is 3-2. This series is not tied, nor is it over.
Well, that's true. That is true. What's more concerning is how it's gone from 3-0 to 3-2.
Yeah.
You know, it's mental. It's mental mistakes. And so they are either going to choke this up or they're going to get their shit together. But that's really the majority of it. Now, Bob, I do believe Bob is tired, man. And I don't think that's crazy to say it because we've all seen him all the time he's been here, even when he's been playing fantastic. For the most part, 5, 6, 7 games straight, he really starts to struggle. And okay, so game 4 was bad. Boom, you're done. You get some rest. You have a couple of days off. But he looked pretty wiped out last night. And, I mean, I know it's a gamble. I don't know if this is exactly what I would do. But my thought with Stolars is that he's fresh. He's rested. Maybe he can steal you a game. But if he doesn't, you're going into game 7 and Bob is rested. My concern is if Bobrovsky is really running out of gas, you know, if you don't win game 6, now you got a tired Bobrovsky in game 7, and it may not get any better.
Let's see. So Cuban, thank you for
Cuban.
the 2.
Thank you, Cuban. Thank you, bud.
Well, he's saying it's over. What happened to positive energy, Cuban?
That's not good, man.
What happened to positive energy, man? Come on,
That's
it's a 3-2 series lead.
That's not good, Cuban.
Hey, Michael, thank you for the 10.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, bud.
Says, I think Paul retires if they get reversed. Likely won't be at the next game. Flying back to the States Friday. Getting my donations in now. Defense needs to play too high. Oilers too fast to have just one back.
Yeah, that's what I thought we were going to do this game. I don't understand why we didn't just sit two back, let the forwards do the work, and if you do that and you lose 2-1, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the second time we gave up. How many goals did we give up in the second period the other night? Because we gave up 3 last night. And I mean, maybe Maurice is being different behind closed doors, but publicly, I'm not sensing the appropriate amount of urgency from Maurice. Go ahead, Colin.
So Duckling says they figured out Bob and how Florida plays. I would bench Bob. He's cracking.
I would give Stolars a shot at it. I really would. And hopefully Okposo too. Kaputs.
Hey, Eric.
Hey, thank you, Eric. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Eric.
He says Barkov hasn't been right since taking the hit to the head.
Well, I mean, he had the one game afterwards where he did well. I don't understand. I mean, you saw Kachuk last night.
Yeah.
And why everybody wasn't playing with that tenacity, I'll never understand. All right. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, bud.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, bud.
Says they also need to step up to McDavid. Can't be letting him speed by you into the offensive zone. Believe in Bob. Defense is letting him down.
Yeah. I talked about that in the series preview because there was the one play against the Stars where McDavid just let him go in front. And I said, well, what are we going to do when that happens? And I get the fact that it's McDavid, but knock him on his ass. Take the penalty. Make him pay for it. You know, it's just you just cannot let him do that and give Corey Perry a goal.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, Corey Perry scored a goal because we had 4 guys all just sort of swarming McDavid and not actually trying to.
Well, no, Mikkola. If I saw the replay on Twitter, and for all of the play that Mikkola has had, where he's been fantastic this year, he literally looked like Keith Yandel waving the magic wand at him as he went by. I mean, just get in his way. If they're gonna call 2 minutes, so be it. But you can't just let him do whatever the hell he wants.
Let's see. Metallic Coaster says, I'm most upset for the poor fans that paid so much of their hard-earned money to be there to see their team hold the cup, and they put that effort on the ice in the first half.
Yeah, I don't understand. You know, and it's only 1-0. So, you know, with the shorty, it should not be a situation where they lose their, you know, I understand what you're saying, Kyle, but it's you win a game, you win the cup, you're at home. You can't let 1-0 get to you like that. But then those breakdowns in the second period, it's just like, so unlike this team. And yeah, I said it last night in the recap. Edmonton has figured some things out. Well, come on, Maurice. Right? It's your freaking serve, Maurice. It has been since the end of game 3. Go ahead, Kyle. I can't read it from here.
AJ Lee says, what's up, everyone? Good vibes and positive energy. Let's go, Panthers.
There was a couple of...
Get Okposo out of there. He keeps taking penalties.
Yeah.
Michael says about the Perry goal in the few hours the last 2 games is they're letting the Oilers stay in front of Bob way too long.
Right.
Which is why I say #believe in Bob. Duckling thinks it's better to let Stolar start now and have Bob ready for Game 7. and not have Bob lose game 6, then say Bob should be benched in game 7.
Yeah, I know Maurice isn't going to do it, but I'm just stating my opinion that at the very least, I would split the goalie workload in practice to make Bob think that he might do it. At the very least, that's what I would do, even if you don't have any intention on doing it. Give Bob something to think about. We've seen how Bob reacts. Remember all the time Spencer Knight coming for his net and Drieger coming for his net?
Yeah.
We've seen how Bob will react in those circumstances. So maybe Maurice just needs to play. He's not going to do it. But if he would just play coy for a game, well, I might consider it. Just give Bob a little fire there. Not that this is his fault, but like the breakaway at the shorty, doesn't have to give up that goal, right? It's not his fault, right? We always talk about this. That it's not his fault, but at the same point, if you make that great save, then you keep your team in the game.
Yes. Farming Panther says Edmonton had that almost come back in game 3
Right.
and led to them carrying the momentum. Hopefully the same happens with us.
Yeah, I know. I thought about that too. Both teams did the exact same thing. But the other part to that is that we're that one amazing Bob save away from possibly we could be down 3-2 in this series. Because game 3 that would have tied the game, and the way things were going, we probably don't win that in overtime.
Yeah, well, the 3-0 cushion is both a blessing and detriment because I don't know if we'd be playing the way we have been playing in the past couple games if we were tied or losing in the series.
Right. No, they definitely cannot handle prosperity, this team.
Hey, Michael, thank you for the 10.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, bud. Thank you, Michael.
Says, if Bob doesn't play 6, he'll be cold in 7. Okposo with the penalty. I think Cousins comes back. I don't know if they just need to play all periods like the third. The rest of the series, Oilers on a winning high.
Yeah, I don't understand why they didn't play that way to start the thing off. And I hope that Cousins. We'll see what Maurice does. I wouldn't be against trying Cousins with Bennett and Kachuk and move Erod all the way down. He's got to switch things up somewhere, and then we'll see what he's going to do with Montour.
So,
just can't believe they did it again.
Lex says it's discouraging how close we are and seeing the effort they are putting. Do they want to win or not?
Well, there's some guys out there giving it all, but we don't know what the situation is with Barkov. Reinhardt's just disappeared. Montour, I don't think we have salary cap issues anymore because I think we're going to be perfectly fine to let Montour walk. You give Reinhardt his money, you let Montour walk.
Farming Panther says, I just think we became complacent. The pressure is on us now 100%. That's where the Cats thrive. And
yes, that's a good point.
Michael says, I think they believed they could shut them down and use all the energy in the first 2 periods, keep it within 1 goal. They've done this since the end of the Bruins series.
Yeah. No, they're going to have to play a full 60 minutes. Unbelievable. The fact that, like, what did Maurice say? He's like, we keep learning things that we shouldn't have to learn over again.
Yeah.
Like, what is it with this team that they so easily get complacent?
Van says, best of luck to the Panthers. This Oilers is the same Oilers that went 16-0. Panthers can totally get it done and win. Oilers have just woke up and chose Cupper Bucks.
Yeah, well, they got nothing to lose at 3-0, right? I mean, I know. Yeah, we still have a lead in the series, right?
Yeah.
So I get that, it might be a bit over on the doom and gloom. I understand that. And I get that, the second half of the game yesterday did definitely go better. But that just pisses me off. It's like, why didn't you play that way the whole game? The mental mistakes.
Tuck the Puppy says, honestly, if the game was 1-1 after the first period, then the game is potentially in overtime.
Well, it's hard to say stuff. I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's hard to say because if the game was tied towards the end of the game, Edmonton's trying to score instead of just playing defense. You know what I mean?
Let's see.
What is Craig saying?
Craig says, Game 6, no pressure. Use 6 to throw crap at the wall with changes. Bring in Cousins, Bjorn, Foots, Bullets.
Yeah. No, there's really realistically. That's kind of why I saying to start Stolars. Because it's just like I think the odds of us winning Game 6 in Edmonton. I mean, that would be more shocking than what's happened the rest of these two games. Is if after these two games we actually went to Edmonton and won the damn cup. At this point, I would be shocked if it's not Game 7 at home.
Colin says, I wonder if this is how Rangers fans felt against the Hurricanes.
Right. And Carolina got off to a lead in that Game 6 too, right?
Yeah. And then Freddie Anderson happened.
Yeah.
Jonathan says, boys will win it in 6. Last night we beat ourselves. No more shorthanded goals. Bob can't let in that garbage goal. And Okposo comes out and we're skating Stanley on the Friday. LFG.
I hope you're right, man.
I think the weight of us winning our first cup is going on the players' shoulders. It's all mental. They're holding the sticks too tightly.
A little bit, but they got to forget about the cup part and just win a game.
Farming Panther says the narrative before Game 4 was that we were just a better team and that the series is over.
Right.
I think that's what was in the boys' head. Now we see that we're not invincible.
Right. Well, kind of like when we lost the 2 in a row to the Rangers in overtime.
Yeah.
That's kind of how this feels. Only difference is we actually still have a series lead.
Yeah.
I have forgotten games 1, 2, and 3 at this point.
Okposo off, Cousins, second line, Rodriguez, fourth line. Obviously, Erod ain't playing bad. It's just he can play anywhere.
Yeah. We agree there, Trey. Whether or not, Maurice is going to make some kind of change, right? I mean, you see Bill Zito throwing that water bottle? You know what I mean?
Frank says all we can do is hope people let's not get bent out of shape. So,
well, I mean, define bent out of shape. Hey, Kachuk's in the chat. What do you say?
Says, I tried, guys. I really did. I was diving and flopping all over the place. I even scored. We just sucked too much.
Yeah. We saw a replay of that embellishment, and it actually was he just lost an edge. The toe of his skate just nicked the ice, and that's why he fell that way.
Yeah.
It wasn't embellishment. It was a legit fall.
Paul says we can't sit here and dwell on these 2 losses. Got to focus all energy on winning the next game. I think they can do it. They just need to come out and play a full 60 like everybody has said.
Well, yeah, I don't disagree, Paul, but why didn't they do that last night at home?
Yeah.
I mean, that's my concern is just like, are they going to have to be like in overtime at Game 7? Oh, God. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? What would be the worst feeling? Us losing in game 7 overtime, or the Oilers coming all the way back to only lose in game 7 overtime?
Michael.
Which fan base would burn down the city? Hey, thank you, Michael. Thank you, bud.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Says, do Cats have a D to replace Monty? Chucky on first line, Montour on the third pair, bring back St. Patrick's shirt jaws.
Yeah.
Oilers scored the first and leads into second rally. Caps immediately. Fortunately, Cats.
Yeah, no disagreement. I got to go buy more dessert, I think. We might have enough. Jeez.
Hey,
yeah, I agree with you there. Hey, thank you, Sir William.
Thank you, Sir
William.
Bud.
Thank you.
Says the boys are starting to look gassed like last year. Why do you guys think Barkov can no longer shut down McDingleberry all of a sudden?
I don't know. He looks what's the word? I don't want to use the other words. So let's just say he looks stressed. Barkov looks stressed. He's not.
Let's see.
That's weird.
Ursus the White says, Oiler hater here in this tiresome city of Redmonton. Panthers can win in Edmonton. Cats need a psychological readjustment. All else being considered.
That's exactly correct. They need a psychological adjustment. That is perfectly put. Yeah.
Jonathan says we've won every game. 6 this playoffs. The 5 at the game last night was we took over the game. That garbage goal was the main difference. The team isn't nervous. At this point, they're pissed.
Yeah, no, they definitely pissed. You okay, bud?
Let's see. Practice for the next 2 days should just be Zito throwing bottles at them and then having to dodge them.
Yeah, I like that idea. You good, buddy? Oh, boy. His back legs.
Markstrom to the Devils for Kevin Ball and a 2025 first.
2025 first?
Yeah.
Wow. That's interesting. Markstrom could be good with the Devils.
Let's see.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Says McDavid, paired with the top players. Barkov is having to play all of them by himself, and all the penalties. He's getting tired early. We win 7.
We win this. My God, if they go to 7 games, jeez.
Brian says, I don't know why the players and coaches aren't more heated over these last 2 games. Zito is the only one I've seen who is showing the anger the team should have right now.
Yeah, I mean, Maurice looked and sounded pissed in his press conference. And we know we're only going to get Okay, we're back. All right, Kyle, go ahead.
Hey, we're back.
You know, we're having that big heat wave, and that's the third time today that we have. It's just enough of a power glitch. It's just a little flash, but of course it turns off the modem, and the whole thing has to reboot all the way.
Yeah.
That's the third time this morning already. So,
Ursus the White says, stay strong, hope-filled, and a big hug to Fluffy. I hope his health gets better.
well,
Yeah, the stream just montoured.
yeah, yeah, exactly. All right, well,
All right.
I meant to warn you guys at the beginning of the stream that might happen. So, hopefully we're good for the last 20 minutes here.
Duckling says, I lost my power yesterday. So, they probably shutting it off on purpose because it's so hot and everyone using their AC.
Right.
They want to stress the grid less, so they just shut it off because the power outage. Let's see.
Yep.
Let's see.
What?
Hey, MJ.
Hey, MJ. Thank you, MJ. How you doing, bud?
Thank you.
Thank you, MJ.
Thank you for the 50. Says, happy Juneteenth, Jaws and Kyle. I'm at a loss for words. I'm going to make a confession shortly. In the meantime, rest in peace, Willie Mays.
Willie Mays.
Yeah, one of the greatest ever.
Peace.
Michael Jordan was drafted by the Bulls 40 years ago today.
Jeez.
The rest is history.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you, brother.
Thank you. He did watch the game last night. Hello. Everyone is saying hello to MJ
Yes.
and vice versa. So, Idog says, I fixed all my juju. We shouldn't have lost.
Yeah, I'll go back to the St. Patrick's Day.
I'll go back to Barkov.
Should I wash it? Should I wash it? Hold on, Fluffy. Let me get you your treat. Ugh. Here you go. Hey, there you go. All right, I'll make sure they get ordered today so they get delivered by Friday, okay?
Patelron says, I never understood this. When it's 3-0 in an NBA series, it's over. When it's 3-0 in an NHL series, now all I hear is reverse sweep, which is extremely rare.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Edmonton's doing a good job of keeping that possibility alive. I think the way we lost Game 4, I think that had some. Although Boston lost their Game 4 by like 1 million points too.
Yeah.
So
Sabrina says, I feel like I want to sage my room and reset the juju.
Yeah. We'll everybody do the juju over the next couple of days. It's going to be 100 degrees here on Friday, so that's going to be fantastic. Hopefully everything stays copacetic. Hey, MJ. Thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Just read it.
Thank you for the 20, MJ. Says, okay, so my confession is for the clinching game of a series in the playoffs, I've been staying off the stream until the game is over. It's superstition, I guess, that hasn't been working. So I'll be on for Game 6 on Friday.
Yeah, that hasn't worked out well.
Yeah.
That's not working out, MJ.
It's not working out.
I get it. I get it. I totally get it. All right. I drive myself crazy with all my little superstitions. Right? So yeah. I totally I understand. But I think now everybody should just do the opposite of whatever we've been doing the last 2 games.
Patelron says Carolina and the Rangers had the same feat, and the Rangers won in 6 in the second round.
Yep.
So
Hey, thank you, John. Thank you,
thank
buddy.
you, John. Says
Thank you, John.
tomorrow is Sam Bennett's birthday. 1 win
Okay.
away.
All right. Happy birthday. Is he going to be 30 or 29 or 30, 28? Hey, thank you, Michael.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Michael, for
Michael.
the 5. Says it's rigged. They want McDavid
Oh.
to break records. Oilers huge advantage.
Oh, my God.
Well, that the one Oilers fan who's joined us have spent like the Oilers have never lost the Stanley Cup at home, and I'm hoping we win it in Game 6
he's
to
not
shut
wrong. He's
to
not wrong.
to
You know,
make him go like, oh shit, they just lost the cup at home.
he's not wrong. Yeah, you know, the Panthers. We have no room right now to be talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
We just have to kind of sit there and take it right now.
yeah.
You know, so, but if they win on a Friday night, then if people don't have to go to work on Saturday, so then maybe I'm coping. That's major cope. I understand. They just they felt bad for McDavid not going to win the cup, so they wanted to make sure that he got the Conn Smythe, even though the Panthers will get the cup. Maybe we'll take that angle.
Hey Ronnie, thank you for the 5.
Hey, thank you, Ronnie. Thank you, Ron. Thank you.
Says I think from the third period of Game 3 we've lost our footing, and we found it again in the third period last night. Follows Gatos.
No disagreement there. So we'll see how we got. I mean, come on, man. I mean, Bobrovsky, Bubba, your whole life centers around just give us one game.
Jesus.
Just be Vasilevsky for one more game.
Last year, possessed the heart, ran out of gas. This year, possessed the gas, ran out of heart.
I don't know if it's heart. You're not wrong. What's the word for mental fortitude? No, that's not quite it either.
Eric Weinstein wants a happy 50th birthday to him. Happy birthday,
Oh, hey,
buddy.
happy birthday, Eric. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Fluffy wine and happy birthday. Fluffy, come on now. We only got a few more minutes here. Okay? Fluffy, you just need to focus your positive energy on the power staying on. Okay, that's your job.
Tenacity, right? Says Eric.
Whatever the opposite of whatever emotion it is or quality that it is that you lose that causes you to choke. Composure. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah. They've lost their composure. Yeah. Fluffy.
Fluffy's losing his composure.
Yeah, Fluffy's losing his composure too. Hey, MJ. Okay. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ.
So here are my thoughts. I'm not panicking since we have a 3-2 lead, but at the same time, we must win Game 6. There are no other options.
Right.
I'm concerned Bob is burning out. Put Stolars in. We may have to switch up lines again.
Yeah, I know Maurice is never going to do it. But boy, do I want him to. I really want him to at least make Bobrovsky think that he would do it.
So Dennis says, one thing I ask, can we please stop giving breakaways to the oil spill?
Oh, my God.
I
mean, it's just countless times with that stretch pass, and they're getting behind our D. This should not be happening.
Yeah.
Figure it out. You know, it's part of what I was saying last night when I was putting it on Maurice. He's being outcoached. End of Game 3, okay. Game 4, okay. But he's so confident and so serene and wants to be so zen that he just doesn't want to make any changes because he wants it to be there's sometimes I feel like he would that winning the way he said it could be done seems like more important to him than winning. And not just, there's other coaches that have been that way, like Jimmy Johnson when he came to the Dolphins. They were going to win his way or we weren't going to win at all. And sometimes with Maurice, I just feel like he'd rather just say, see, I told you it would work out this way, than make any adjustments that might make things easier. You okay, Fluffy? He's getting full anxiety. Can he? What are we doing? Go ahead, run the check. Oh, I gotta
Let's see.
this.
Do we
Come
do
on.
we go back to Chucky on the first line? Well, Kachuk was like one of three players that actually showed up. So
Good boy.
Kachuk.
Well, Barkov, Kachuk, Reinhardt, Verhage, Bennett, Tarasenko, Luosterainen, Lundell, and Erod. I mean, what the hell? What the hell?
Dennis says, I still haven't lost faith in Bob. I've lost faith in our defense, though.
Somebody on Twitter came up with a good one. And I know, don't take this. It's conjecture. It's not a joke, but it's funny. But what he said was, what if Maurice just said screw it and put Spencer Knight in for Game 6? I mean, just screw it, everybody. They have no book on Spencer Knight.
It's Walters Blue says, I'm a Lightning fan and absolutely hate the Panthers. However, that embellishment call on Kachuk was ridiculous.
Thank you.
Plus, they were calling that third period so loosely, I can't believe they called anything.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand that it looked like he kind of went, like that. But if you watch, his toe hits the ice, and that's why he went forward like that. And you just can't. If you're going to make that call, man, in the Stanley Cup final, you better be sure.
Rony says Kulikov 0 points in 23 playoff games.
Well, that's not why we have him, though. You know what I mean? That's not a surprise for me. Hey, MJ, thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ.
Says, last time a team came back from a 3-0 deficit in the final was the 1942 Maple Leafs. Yeah. None of us were around back then. Let's hope and pray.
Was Grandpa alive?
No.
He's 77. So when was he born?
Grandpa wasn't
he wasn't born 42. No. I'm thinking about it. Let me figure it out.
I think 1942 would have been when great Grandpa Martin was.
That's 80 years ago or 78 years ago.
That's when great Grandpa Martin would have been training in Chicago and then sent over to the South Pacific.
Right.
Here's an idea. Chucky Bennett cousins. What?
Right. Yeah. That's another idea. Yeah. Watch Maurice make no changes. Watch Maurice make the only change, taking Lomberg out and putting Lorentz back in.
Corey says, Oilers fan here. Great passion for your team, gents. Game 6 and potentially 7 are going to make this the best cup final in years.
Especially if it goes to 7, yeah. Everybody was complaining it was a boring series. Well, not so much anymore now.
Yeah.
I mean, just the range of emotions has just been crazy. But it's just, man, it's kind of, the goalposts for me have kind of moved a little bit. I want to win the cup, but there's the thought of being that team that gets reverse swept is so much worse than the thought of, well, we didn't win the cup. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it would have been a regular series, 2-2, 3-3, and then we lose, that's bad. But it's my goal no longer is like, forget about the cup. I just don't want to be the team, every comment section for every video for the rest of my life is going to be reverse sweep if they do this shit.
Hey, Michael, thank you for the 5.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, bud. Thank you.
Says Jaws, let's talk about it. If they lose, do the Cats come back to the cup next season? Is that a record?
No. I actually was thinking about that a little bit last night when I was trying to go to sleep. Is like, you lose this series, and that's the kind of thing that I'm not going to say destroys a franchise, but how do you sell tickets? How do you sell hope? Like they would almost assuredly end up having a down year next year, just from the emotional. You can't lose last year, make your whole goal coming back this year, and then blow a 3-0 series lead. You can't do it. It would be bad all the way around.
So G Dolteam says, at least you guys don't have a history of choking. I'm a Bruins fan, and I don't think I would be able to watch games 6 and 7.
Jeez. Yeah. No, that's not. It's not untrue, but we haven't choked in the Stanley Cup final because we never even had a lead. Is that new?
Yeah, thank you,
John. Thank you, bud. Thank you, John.
Says, I love this channel, but Friday makes 105 games this year. Enough. Win, damn it.
Bro. I mean, Fluffy, I hear you. Just give me 10 more minutes, okay? I could not agree more, John. What was that? Oh, okay. We're live streaming. We're almost done, Matthias. We'll be done in 10 minutes, okay, bud?
Eric Weinstein says, explain what is going wrong on our power play.
They're not being... Well, if you look at the Oilers' PK, they're very aggressive. Like, we are not having any time when we have the puck. For whatever reason, we refuse to employ the same strategy, and we're sitting back and letting them play with the puck. You okay, bud?
Hey, Cuban, thank you for the 2.
You okay, buddy? Come on, figure out where you're going. You can't go outside. It's too hot. You don't need to go outside right now. You need to settle down. Thank you, Cuban. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. All right, I got to go. Come on.
Well,
I got to do it. He can't walk. Come on. Which way are we going, buddy?
Cuban, I don't think I am going to entertain that question with an answer.
Oh, jeez. All right, buddy. Good boy.
Let's see.
Go ahead and settle down, Fluffy.
True
okay?
says Zito flipped last night and destroyed his box where he sits.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
Team Money says, okay, what the hell is going on here? Dominate the first 3 games and then blow the next 2.
Well, I mean, we didn't really dominate the first 3, though. I mean, remember, the first period of game 1, we looked terrible. We ended up winning that game. The third period of game 3, we looked terrible, but we ended up winning that game. You know, but Borowski kept us in that first game by being a madman in the first period.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would have easily won that game. So, you know, but all of that set aside, Maurice is going to have to come up with something here. I mean, there's times he's so calm, I feel personally gaslit. You know what I mean? It's just like you just want to scream at him through the TV and be like, no, I didn't like our 5-on-5.
Let's see.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda.
Says if we lose, does Maurice get fired?
I don't think so. I don't think so. What would be your alternative? You know what I mean?
Hey, MJ, thank you for the 10.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy.
Says on a positive note, at least we have more hockey to watch this week. Also, we have a chance to embarrass them on their home ice and keep the Corey Perry curse alive.
Right. Yeah, Corey Perry kept his own, kept it alive last night.
Hey, Frank, thank you for
Frank.
the 5.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you, Frank. Thank you.
So says the lackluster effort is what bothers everyone, and the overconfidence of Maurice is going to bite them in the butt. If we lose, it's going to be catastrophic.
Yeah, catastrophic. That is the word, catastrophic.
Yeah, Florida's got to limit the space created by McDavid's.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's just one guy that's beaten us, but it's kind of one guy that's beaten us. And I get that it's McDavid and all of that, but I mean, it's the shorthanded goals, 2 games in a row. And I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
It's just, and again, it's not Bob's fault, but boy, you saved there. I mean, we know Bob can stop breakaways, right?
Yeah.
We've seen it, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So, you kind of need like he did for us in game 1 where we were, and right off the bat yesterday, Remember, we had the chance in front, and then McDavid had a chance in front. Wasn't McDavid yesterday? Remember early, right in the beginning of the first period?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, he made that save. I can't read it.
Let's see. Raymond says, I think I'm going to mute the TV and listen to you guys do the audio. I'm so tired of the ESPN crew being so biased against the Panthers.
Oh, my God, I can't take it. I swear. We have Goldie on all year, right?
Yeah.
And last night and the night before, because we're streaming, so that for us, or me anyway, the announcers a lot of times just background noise. I just hear tone and inflection. You know what I mean? And if that was Goldie calling a Panthers game, he could not have been more excited than the ESPN broadcast was last night.
Yeah.
It just full on feels like it's an Edmonton Oilers home broadcast.
The Marlins have a 2-0 lead right now.
Booga booga.
Let's see.
The Marlins need to send whatever. All of them need to send whatever juju they got to the Panthers.
Beer League Hero says Panthers will win. Chill, it will happen.
I hope. You can't blame people for being concerned about the alternative. I mean, memed forever, Kyle. Every video.
MJ, thank you for the 5. Says,
thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ.
To relieve stress, they say do yoga, meditation, go for walks, or watch something that has nothing to do with the Panthers.
Oh, yeah. I do that all day long with the dog. Unfortunately, the dog is driving me like I love him to death, but I think he's driving me crazy. Kyle sees it. We'll be sitting there and he's whining and crying at me, and I go over there and I'll sit next to him and he'll jump right up and go walk away and go somewhere else and look at me and whine and cry at me.
So,
yeah, we're beating ourselves. Yes, I can't read it. Just sit up and look fine. We got like 5 minutes left.
Costa says it's Maurice the problem. He doesn't use the players the right way.
Can't argue some of that.
So
you get Tarasenko, that was good, fine. The Okposo thing, I kind of feel like we have forced him on the ice a few times. And, he's starting to get worn down to where you can see that they're kind of taking advantage of him. And Maurice is throwing that fourth line out there against McDavid a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's all about.
Hey, Amanda, thank you for
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Amanda.
Says, wouldn't this be bad for the NHL if the Panthers lose in this fashion? Lots of people will drop their season tickets for next year.
I'd be concerned about the new fans. You can't grow the fan base getting reverse swept in the Stanley Cup final the year after you lost in the Stanley Cup final. You can't do that. They have to win this. They have to win this series.
True.
If they do not win this series, I don't think you see Montour or Reinhart come back. I think if they get reverse swept, you're going to see both of those guys gone, and then you'll start talking about maybe giving Sam Miskevich a spot next year.
Hello, Raven. How you doing? Says, True says we haven't played that clinic style of hockey 6 gear we have since first round.
Right. No, I know exactly what he's saying. It seems like they go through these games trying to pick their spots to conserve their energy. But, I mean, what are they doing? Are they waiting for game 7 to say, okay, well, there's no tomorrow, so now we'll play a full 60 minutes? I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but it kind of feels like that's what they're doing. Because, like, Maurice has this thing. You've heard him all say it. How's, well, we go into our series, and our goal is to make sure we like our game 7. It's like, well, how about not game 7? I never understood Maurice's theory there that he's going for. Just talking about every series going into game 7.
Let's see.
Stop accepting losses so easily.
0 touch passes, barely any one-timers.
Right.
Let's see. Let's see. Done with slow Pozo. He's a big body, but come on, I'd rather see someone that contributes out there with Lomberg.
Right. I would put Cousins on that second line. I would really move things around like that. And look, if it doesn't work in the first period, if you want to move Rodriguez back over there, fine. But every time we've gotten into trouble and put Cousins on that second line, at least for a few games, or if not more, it reinvigorates that line. Well, we only need one game's worth, you know?
Hey, MJ.
Hey, thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, MJ.
So, Luongo better lift the cup if we win.
Yeah.
Let's see. Nick says, call me a doomer. I don't care if they lose this. It will kill any momentum hockey has in South Florida. Its growth potential destroyed could spell doom for the franchise staying in a market that'll hate them.
No, I mean, I understand what you're saying. I don't think it'll doom the franchise, but this version of the Panthers, I mean, if they can't win this series after being up 3-0, how do you sell hope with these same guys to themselves even? You know what I mean? Like, how do you go through that?
Hey, Amanda, thank you for the 10.
Thank you, Amanda. Thank you. Thank you.
I've been a fan for 20 years. If we lose, I don't think I'll be watching next year.
It'd be tough. It would really be tough.
Well, hopefully
you can only abuse a fan base so much, and just what's that?
Hey, Kevin. Hockey,
hey, thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I can't believe it.
No more excuses. We all see what's wrong. Work all year to be here. If you can't be motivated to win the cup in Game 5 at home, what will it take? No more D2D passing on power play. We are playing slow and lazy early. Fix it.
Yep. Just dump it in. All right? I mean, just if you got the man advantage, dump it in. Go win a board battle and try to make it work from there. Get set up behind the net.
Hey, MJ, thank you for the 5.
Thank you, MJ. Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
Says to inspire the Panthers, forced to watch Miracle or any given Sunday.
Yeah, no joke. No joke about that. Absolutely. Hi, Dana.
Dana, thank you for the 5.
Thank you. You're still living, Dana?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right. Maybe a few cracks are showing in the Panthers team solidarity.
You know, there's one part to that I mentioned a little bit yesterday that I would not be surprised about, and that's Cousins. Remember, was it Montour that has that Cousins shirt on?
I'm not sure.
I think it was Montour. Now, Maurice has gone out of his way a couple of times to talk about how Lomberg accepted being taken off the ice and was a good teammate and was still the same guy. But he hasn't said that about Cousins. And I just wonder if there's a little bit of an attitude from guys that would want Cousins on the ice as opposed to Okposo. You know, I kind of got irritated last night in the recap, and I'm like, we don't owe Okposo anything. Yeah, it's a nice story, but it's not our story. It's not our fault he didn't win all these years. So, to me, you guys know how I am about the juju. I don't think it's good juju to have those guys with you the whole year, all of last year, all of this year, and now you kick them off the ice for Okposo. All due respect. So there could be, you know, some irritation there. There could be.
Hey, Paul Maurice,
hey,
thank you for the 5.
Paul, what are we doing, Paul? Huh?
Says,
what's up with the shorties? What's he got to say? Thank you, Paul.
Maurice says, where did our physicality go from last year's playoffs? I don't see the rough and tough style of bullying that bolstered the forecheck from last year. Sunswine says, I think Cousins is sitting out because he's not 100%. Didn't he sit out for concussion protocol?
Not here. No, not now. Yeah, I mean, that was way earlier in the season. Yeah, but not. I don't think anything happened to him now, unless I missed it.
It's need more net traffic. How many shots were directly to the goalie's chest plate?
Yes.
One thing about Hornquist when he was with us, always right in front of that goalie
That's
waiting.
a good point. That's a really good. That's where Reinhart and Kachuk are supposed to be. Now, I'm not complaining about Kachuk's game because he was great. But what the hell is Sam Reinhart doing? And the physicality, I agree on that point. They need to pull their head out of their ass. Yeah, let's suit Hornquist up. Yeah, let's suit Hornquist up. I like it. So all right, everybody, let me go. Let Kyle go before he. I'll have some content out later, and we'll be live tomorrow at noon. All right, I won't let Kyle talk me out of it this time.
But
exactly. It's going to be 100 degrees. Get the people something to do. Thank you all very much for joining us. Thank you all for the super chats. We genuinely appreciate it, even if Kyle sleeps through half of it. Kyle. All right, everybody. Oh, what's that? Hey, thank you, Frank. Thank you, Frank. What's he saying?
He says, I can't believe I spent $2,000 yesterday. My bottle is more to spend my wallet.
God, I can't even imagine how much money people spend. And you guys are going to have to spend that money again in Game 7.
How about we just win in Game 6?
I'll see myself out. All right, everybody.
All right.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Stay cool.
See everybody. See you.